Yes, this is a video. Yes, this is a video about me going on a road trip to get $1,600 from a company called McKay's. This is the first milestone to get me started on doing this full time, selling video games, making YouTube content, traveling to do expos. This is the beginning of my story. So I hope you enjoy the video. I'm A Bit Frog. If you've never been here before, hit a like, subscribe, share the video. Watch it for a minute and then move on to the next video. It's cool with me too, but I appreciate you being here. It's gonna be a wild ride. Check it out. After a long trip, we finally made it to Burlington, North Carolina. It's a late night. We've been driving since 11:30, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, Alabama Central Time. But we made it. We stopped a couple different places. So yeah, it's been a long day traveling and driving, so I'm about to start getting ready for bed, and tomorrow we're going to be doing the McKay's Books road trip. If you haven't heard what that is, basically we are going to be driving from here, like in Burlington, whatever the closest store is in like Salem or something like that. We're going to be driving from there all the way to Nashville, Tennessee to that last McKay's. And if we hit all 5 stops, we'll be able to get, basically between me and Kimberly, $1,600 in store credit, which I'm super excited about. We love traveling, and I plan to use this as an opportunity to start the Whatnot business. I wanted to share this story, share my journey with you guys, and see what happens. I gotta get up about 5 hours, give me some breakfast, get dressed, because there's gonna be a lot of people on this. When we booked into the hotel, we found out that most of the city is booked up on all the hotels. We met people in the lobby, came from Memphis, Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee, all over, just to come and do this road trip. We expected probably a good amount of people to do this, but I think it's gonna be more than we expect. So I'm gonna be recording all the footage on this, and when we're running out the door, and if I see anything interesting, I'll just put it on film and share it with you guys. So time to get some sleep. All right, after 4 hours of sleep and a shower, we're all packed up, and we are gonna go down and get some breakfast from the hotel. Hopefully it's decently good. The shower about burnt my face off, but other than that, it looks like we are about to start this road trip. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. So we get here pretty early in the morning. We had to park behind a Wendy's almost a mile out from the store because cars have already parked everywhere on the sides of the roads. There's cars that are actually trying to get to the store itself, and they don't even realize how busy it really is. We finally get to the McKay's storefront. We're in the front of the store. This is one of the newest stores out of the 5 between North Carolina and Tennessee. Really nice. I think this one's only a 1-story. A lot of them are mostly 2-story stores, and we're getting in line, and the line is already going around the entire store once. In a moment, you're going to see McKay's employees sitting outside at the tables giving out liability sheets and McKay's passports. The passports are going to let the employees know at each location that we have been to that location. They even had specific stamps for each location, which is pretty cool. So we got not just our line, but then we got a second line lining going this way all the way around. And I bet by the time we get around, there might be a third line. This is like a giant cinnamon roll if we could see above the building, but we're on the back side now. This is absolutely wild. Got our passport. Woohoo! This line has gotten crazy, but we are out of here. Going on to the next stop. Our next stop is Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And I'll tell you what, on the way, the traffic was so much worse getting back to the car compared to when we first got here. There was traffic all over the interstate. There was cars parked on the sides of the roads. Cops couldn't get anywhere. It was an absolute disaster. And I was just glad that we got here at the nick of time. If we would have got here like 15 minutes later, we would still be stuck in that line. Just saying. We arrived at Winston-Salem, and it was easy to park. Great line, no problems. However, we were hearing through the grapevine that Mebane, North Carolina got 10 times worse. And what I mean by that is there is now 4 circles going around that store, and it takes an hour to do 1 full circle around the store. So we are really grateful that we got here at the nick of time. Little did we know that the storm behind us in Mebane was going to follow us all the way to Nashville. Made it to Knoxville. Cars are backed up everywhere, left and right. Had to get her a hat, even though it's flopping up in the air. People are running. This traffic's crazy. They've extended the time to midnight tonight to get to the last store. But looks like we're making good progress. It's about close to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern time. This line curves like a snake, back and forth. And it's gonna go all the way up this way. And McKay's Books is literally behind this building over here. So it's gonna be a minute for this. So we weave in like this, and then we're going to be going up this way. But now the line has went, we started over here, and it's going around this way. And then it goes like this, and now it's going down the road. So we got here at a good time. It's freaking toasty out here.
Anniversary celebration for McKay's bookstore in West Knoxville turning into quite a mess. Hundreds of people trying to get into the store while standing out in heat that felt like 100 degrees. The Knoxville Fire Department tells us 20 people were treated for heat-related illnesses. 2 were taken to the hospital.
We finally made it to the Chattanooga McKay's now. The good thing about this one, there's no line. This is the first parking lot we've actually parked in this whole trip. So, yeah, boy, only one more to go, Nashville, Tennessee. Well, folks, we finally made it to the last McKay's in Nashville, Tennessee. I can't believe it. Yeah, I cannot believe we actually made it to Nashville. There's been so much chaos in this whole situation. I'm looking forward to sharing more of the details in the video. But we have been very blessed every time we've hit every stop. There's been so much shenanigans going on. Just the different things have been happening. McKay's did not expect as many people as they did through this whole thing. I think they were expecting about 10,000 people to participate, but I would say it's at least doubled, if not maybe even tripled the amount of people that they expected. So, but we finally made it. It's pretty awesome. The final line after all this time. We might. We got a nice storm coming in right here. There are a few things I need to clarify about this trip that I didn't get a chance to maybe record, talk about as much. When you're in the moment, sometimes you don't really get the chance to express everything that's going on because it's just so chaotic. Yeah, I mentioned that Mebane was the beginning point where everything just went crazy. We got there at 8 a.m., but then by 8:15, that line just kept going around that building so much. And by the time we left, it was like 2.5 lines. But then by the time we drive 30 minutes up the road, it's already over 4. And that's when it just kept getting worse. Because by the time we drove from Winston-Salem to Knoxville, we heard that the company did not anticipate this many people getting involved. So it allowed people that were in North Carolina to get 1 stamp to count for 2 because they were trying to split up just the masses of people. We get to Knoxville. Knoxville City doesn't even know that this is even happening. However, it didn't stop the people from coming in and blocking fire departments, and the police department couldn't get in. They said they had over 20 people have heat exhaustion, and with that happen, nobody could get in. It was crazy. Now, we can't forget about the wildfires that happened in between Knoxville and Winston-Salem. Thankfully, we were already past that point, But we heard about wildfires happening, and I was like, oh my God, what's going to make this day worse? They announced that there was tornado watches and tornado warnings going on in Nashville. We've already dealt with tornadoes, wildfires, fire marshals shutting places down, 20 people with heat exhaustion, cars parked on the interstates a couple miles out each way, people getting to skip stores. This was the craziest experience. I just did not expect it to be this wild. It had to be a good turnout. You're getting free money from a company. It's store credit, but it's basically money. It was a once in a lifetime experience. The reason why I did this is because I wanted to be in the place that I'm at right now and where I'm going. I wanted to do this full time. This opportunity to be on this road trip gave me that. It gave me the opportunity to be like, you know what? Let's start selling video games and start going to expos. Get back on YouTube, making videos again. This video was supposed to go out months ago, but I just couldn't make the time to do it. I even lost some of my motivation to make videos. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you for sticking with me through this. This was the road trip that was going to get me started on the journey I was meant for. And it was meant to be involved with video games. I'm very passionate about this. So looking forward to maybe looking back on this 5 years from now and seeing how far I've come.